Welcome to Garden Time. Judy, are you in the hospital?
I am, Ryan. I had a little fall.
Well, I hope you're okay, but I have just what the doctor ordered. A new season of Garden Time. Welcome to Garden Time and welcome to our 17th season.
I had a little fall, but I'm doing great and I'll be home soon.
Coming up on the show today, we'll show you how to dormant spray your fruit trees.
We'll also be telling you how to take care of your spring irises.
But coming up first, pruning your roses.
I am at the International Rose Test Garden with Rachel, the curator. And you know, Rachel, it's March and we really can still do our roses, still prune them.
Yeah, absolutely. There's still plenty of time. I know usually we hear President's Day,
right?
But you know, like you said, it's March, and you know it's still fine. And even though there's new growth, there's no problem. We can cut that off because the most important thing is we want to control the height, make sure those canes are nice and healthy, so they can support the blooms later. You know, you have a whole season to go, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
So this is a really nice shrub. I would think it's done, but really you're going to take more out.
Yes, absolutely. So this has been wind pruned. So back in November, we actually cut it to our waist.
Okay.
And basically that is to kind of minimize that wind and all that winter weather that we have.
Okay.
And so, but we're not done. Okay, now it's spring. Now we're going to do spring pruning.
All right.
And the reason why we wait to do spring pruning and not do it all in November is because there's always that potential for frost damage.
Oh, okay.
So you can tell it's frost if the tips are black. And so if that were to happen after we spring pruned in November, then we have to go down even further.
Oh, sure.
So it's better just to wait and do 2 prunings.
Oh, okay.
But you know, usually, you know, I think we're, you know, knock on wood.
Done with winter, maybe.
Done with winter, at least the frost
bad
potential.
parts, right.
So now it's time to spring prune.
All right.
Okay, so now we have a lot of things. The first thing I would do is take out anything that is thinner than a pencil.
Okay.
So, and you know what? I'm going to kind of go back and forth between loppers.
I can hold
Okay,
those.
there we go. All right. So anything that's thinner than a pencil, and anything that's brown, if it's brown, take it down.
Okay.
So we have one that's both brown and small, so I'm going to take those out first. And I would recommend taking out the small and thin stuff first because then it opens it up and you can kind of do your...
And see what's going on.
Yeah, you can see more for your detailed pruning. And that's brown, we'll cut that, and that's thinner than a pencil. So we're just taking out a lot of dead wood.
So
And
there's something that's really big in the center.
yeah, so
old.
yeah, that's brown, that's old. So basically roses bloom, excuse me, on nicer, newer wood. So you see this nice green cane, it's nice and healthy, it's very, very thick. That's the type of cane we want to promote.
Keep. Okay.
So we see anything that's older, maybe maybe about 3 years old, we want to cut that out, and so we can put more energy into the nice
The new ones.
canes.
Okay.
So here's potential. It looks big, and you know it does have this new stuff coming out, but ultimately we want to promote more energy.
So you're looking too for the future.
We are looking for the future. Absolutely, that's a great way of putting it.
Rachel, you just took out a really big section in the center that was old, but it had some potential bloom power on it, and so people are afraid to do that. So explain why that was such a great idea.
As I was saying with the energy, we want to promote these nice newer canes, so by taking out the big ones, that allows more energy to go into the new stuff. So I welcome, you know, be aggressive. You know, roses can certainly handle, you know, to be ruthless to them. And you know, I always say sometimes it's good to experiment. That's why we garden, right?
Sure,
to tinker. So maybe see the difference, like prune one aggressively and see how well it does, and then go back. So that's what I would recommend. But you can be aggressive with them, that's for sure.
Right, and all of this, it's still so early, all this foliage is just going to push again.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can see how much has happened in like just a couple weeks. So,
right.
You know, come back in even a couple more weeks and it will come back with a vengeance.
And Rachel, in this other rose bush that you put over here, you finished it, and
Yes.
you really took out a lot there.
Absolutely. And so come back here in June, you'll just see how big it is, because you think about what are your goals. So here in this climate at Washington Park, they get so gigantic, and as a result, they flop over. So you really have to take it back pretty hard so that you can kind of control that height. But if you have a rose that maybe doesn't, just genetically isn't programmed to get so high, maybe you don't want to take down all that much. So it really is about your goals. But here at Washington Park, they get big, and we're just going to, we take them down pretty significantly.
Right. And then what about fertilizer? Is this the time to fertilize, or?
No, so we usually do it about mid-April, and we just, after you push up a little bit of growth, because you need that growth to support it, and we do a slow release high nitrogen fertilizer roughly about every 6 weeks. And that's how you get that nice green foliage, and it's beautiful because it's not just about the blooms, it's also about the foliage.
Oh, definitely. And really, you have to come out and see the roses here. If you haven't been for a couple of years, there's always things going on. Rachel and her crew and all the volunteers do an amazing job. So please come out to the Washington Park, to the International Rose Test Garden, and see all the beautiful roses, but do yours at home too. Rachel, thanks so much.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Welcome to Blooming Junction, where it's easy to connect with nature. At Blooming Junction, you'll find beautiful, healthy plants, good, fresh food, and a place to regain peace and calm in your life. We have an unsurpassed collection of unique and distinctive plants and the expertise to help any gardener be successful. And we feature blooming advantage plants. Come check out Blooming Junction for an inspiring experience in the garden or in the kitchen. Blooming Junction, offering quality plants for beautiful gardens.
At Sagawa Nursery, we always talk about taking your garden from ordinary to extraordinary. For us, that means bringing you the newest and best plants and unique garden items to you, our customer. For you, that means we'll help you transform your garden into something that's extraordinary. We also have some great gift items and even a few surprises for inside your home too. Sagawa Nursery, growing beyond the ordinary.
DRAM is celebrating 75 years of design and manufacturing of quality watering tools. DRAM products feature 9 water patterns and are designed to nurture your plants with a shower of rain. DRAM for lawn and garden, available at garden centers near you.
Since 1982, the Wall has been making local gardens beautiful, naturally. Whether you need a new wall, concrete patio, fire pit, or driveway, the Wall's expert craftsmen can build it. We back up our work with a 5-year warranty, so you'll know it'll last. We use the highest quality materials, including stamped colored concrete, natural stone, and we're the leader in using recycled concrete. Create an outdoor environment you'll enjoy for years, with the help of your friends at The Wall.
Find everything you need for spring at Al's Garden and Home.
I am at Shriner's Iris Gardens with Ben, and Ben, you have exciting news. There's something a little bit different that you guys are doing.
Yeah, that's right, Judy. We're doing potted iris this year.
That is great.
Yeah, so we have these in 4-inch biodegradable pots. So they'll ship in the spring, and that way you get bloom right away this year.
That is nice because, yeah, we wait for them or we buy them during the show and we come, and then you wait till next year. So how would we plant something like that? That's really cool.
So you can see they're biodegradable pots. They should break down, within 3 months or so. And you can already see the roots are already shooting through the bottom of the pot. So you can pot them in straight away, or you can break the pot a little bit and plant them in like that.
And really a tip to make sure that you see part of the rhizome?
Yeah, that's right. You can see the rhizome right here on top. You don't want to bury it. You want to have it right at the top.
And then what kind of soil prep do we need?
You can put in aged compost. Make sure its age is not fresh. And then you can fertilize when you plant.
And you really carry it too, so really you can get this when you order the iris too.
Yeah, that's right. We have a 6-10-10 fertilizer for iris. And so you can either work that in the soil or you can just top dress once you get it planted.
And so I know that I have them in my garden, and so what should I be doing with ones that are already established?
So we recommend fertilizing about a month before they bloom. So the general rule here is whenever you see tulips blooming, it's time to fertilize iris.
And then what about slugs? Because those are always a little pesty.
Yeah, you can put out bait. Generally, slugs won't really go for iris unless they're the only really thing in there. But yeah, just general slug bait would work just fine.
And then how can I get these?
These are available on our website right now, shrinersgardens.com.
And you can get other things too, right?
Yes, we started taking orders for the bare root that are shipped July through September as well.
And you also have daylilies?
Yes, we have daylilies. Select bare root daylilies will ship in April. The rest will be June through September. And then we also have oriental lilies available for April shipping as well.
Wow, so many new things going on at Shriners Iris. And you know their festival is going to be in May, so mark your calendars because we'll be talking about that again. But go to their website and you can get some iris that'll be blooming this year. Thanks so much, Ben.
Thank you, Judy.
Well, it is late winter, early spring, and it's not too early to think about pruning your blueberries. I'm with Rich from Smith Berry Barn, and they have a whole field of them. So really, we're coming to you to get some tips on how to do our blueberry plants at home. So what should we be looking for?
Well, now we're into February, so these have technically been pruned, but you can still go through, stuff's budding out now, so we can still go through and prune a little bit. What you really want is an open vase-shaped form. Anything broken, any visible disease, anything crossed you want to cut out. You want good airflow in the middle there, and then really what you want is like 7 to 9, 10 good-sized canes for your majority of your fruit. So we go through and we cut some of those big ones out each year. Usually like 1/3 of growth gets cut out.
Wow. But now you were showing me that you can tell now because they're starting to bud out, which is a flower bud and which is a leaf bud, which is really important. So show us that.
So like if you go into this one, anything the round, they're kind of, those are going to be the fruiting buds on the out tip, and then anything pointed and small are going to be the leaf buds.
And then
they're smaller.
Yeah, and why is that important if we're pruning? Because of, you know, that we're going to take off some flowers possibly. So is that bad? Is that good?
Ideally, you should do it in January before it has set those buds. But so, I mean, you're going to reduce those now if you prune them now. You're just going to increase the size of the fruit that's remaining.
But that's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing.
And so if you can kind of show us what you'd be taking out here, just so we can have a visual.
So anything like way out in the road like this, you can probably take it all the way down in the bottom. Like if these had heavy fruit load, they're gonna come way down anyway. So you really want, so your bright green ones are gonna be your fruit from next year. Like this was a cane that came from the ground last year. And we went through and cut out these hard woody ones. We cut out probably 3 or 5 of those just to increase. I could actually probably take that whole one out of there too.
So really you're looking for the future too. You're looking about this year, but then you're also looking to promote canes for next year.
Correct. Almost more than I could chew there.
That's a big thick one.
That's a big one.
So there, I see what you mean. And so that's really reducing the thickness of this plant.
Right, but the majority of your fruit are still going to be on these bright green ones.
Okay.
Next year, when if they were just a big whip, we'd probably go through and cut some of those down to branch out.
Okay.
But you're still going to keep that open. So, but all you see, there's way more fruit here than on this, but this next year will have way more.
Okay. So this is really going to be a productive.
Correct. So next year, I'd probably take this one out.
Okay.
And this one out.
That's good to know. That really is good to know. And then I see that you have a really great mulch here with sawdust. So what can you tell us about that?
So the sawdust is like a weed suppressant, and it keeps the roots cool. It keeps moisture there, and there's just no weed, or if the weeds do grow, they come out really easily.
And really, you recommend sawdust versus a compost?
I do. The sawdust really doesn't grow weeds, and then the compost, it's nutrient rich, yes, but I think it'll have weeds, and it's just a little bit easier to manage the sawdust. And you can put it on thick. I mean, every year it goes on like a foot thick.
Yeah, that is great. And then where can we get it? Because I don't know if you can get this in a bag.
A lot of your soil places like Grimm's Fuel in Sherwood does carry it.
That is
great.
You
can go buy a bucket or truckload.
Well, how many blueberries you have?
Yeah.
So really, now you have an event coming up.
It's a free pruning seminar. It's kind of we meet and greet, you get coffee, we kind of take a walk, and it's a hands-on pruning. So if you missed pruning your yard and you want to kind of get a hands-on, you can come out and walk around with me and we'll talk about it and show you how to do it.
You know, I really like that because you could look in a book, you could look at a video, but to come and look at a shrub is much better. I mean, you get it in your brain better, what to take out, what to leave.
You can take a look at what you have at home and come see it in real life and actually see somebody cut it. And it's easier that way. You learn easier.
Well, thanks for all the tips. Really, a lot of good information. But if you want to come to the hands-on, please go to the Smith Berry Barn website and get all the information and come out and play it with Rich.
There we go.
Thanks so much.
Sure.
Hi, I'm Sarah with Portland Nursery, where our passion for plants has kept us rooted in this incredible community. A lot has changed since we first opened our doors, but through it all, we've remained family-owned and operated. dedicated to providing our neighbors the largest selection of the highest quality plants Portland has to offer. With hundreds of new plants arriving each week, you're guaranteed to find something exciting and unique. Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, at 50th and Stark, 90th and Division.
DRAM is celebrating 75 years of design and manufacturing of quality watering tools. DRAM products feature 9 water patterns and are designed to nurture your plants with a shower of rain. DRAM for lawn and garden, available at garden centers near you.
No matter what shade your green thumb is, you can find the plants and the help you need at Wavra Farms. We're filled with an astounding array of colorful plants to fill your garden. In addition to wonderful annuals and perennials, we are known for our hanging baskets. We also have all your garden essentials, and we have great garden gifts too. From beginner to expert, you'll find something new and different with every visit. Wavra Farms, located off Highway 22, exit 5, east of Salem.
Create a beautiful living space both inside and out with the help of Terra Casa.
Outside, you'll find pottery, fountains, and decor to make your garden unforgettable.
And inside, there are home furnishings and just the right accents to make your home warm, inviting, and most importantly, comfortable.
Terra Casa has a huge selection of merchandise to fit any home or budget. Plus, we still have all the unique and distinctive gifts that you have come to expect from Terra Casa.
Terra Casa in downtown Damascus.
Well, it's late winter, early spring, and it's time to start thinking about our fruit trees. I'm with Tom Combs from Bonide. Tom, what do we need to know about dormant spraying on our fruit trees?
Well, it's really about what we're going to spray, when we're going to spray, and how we're going to spray. Okay. And we've got just a couple products here to try to just simplify the whole process. Okay. So let's talk about dormant spray, and it's just what it sounds like. We're spraying product, an insecticide, a fungicide during the dormant season, okay, when the fruit trees have no leaves on it. They're asleep, so to speak. So the when is in the winter months, and the easiest way for me to remember it is 3 holidays: Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Valentine's Day. Okay. Okay. So I say that because those 3 holidays are easy to remember. And if we can spray on and around those 3 holidays with all seasons oil and some form of copper fungicide, we can suppress overwintering insects and disease on our fruit trees.
So, now that we've, applied that during the winter times, is there, today is kind of a rainy, wet, nasty day. Is this a day that we want to kind of do that, or what do we need to be looking for?
I guess a good day to shoot this commercial, but a really bad day to be spraying these products. And we laugh about it, but really, seriously, oil, copper fungicide need a good 5 to 6 hours of dry weather, dry surface, until it rains again. Right. Okay.
And we don't want a real windy day either, right?
Right. We don't want a windy day because obviously we don't want these sprays, even though they're natural, approved for organic gardening, we don't want them drifting to an unwanted area.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once it's dry and we have a nice dry day in sight, it's never too early to have these on hand. So when we do have that winter opportunity, it's nice to have it and be able to go and apply it.
Exactly. And it's just 2 products: all seasons oil, some form of copper fungicide. They can be sprayed separately, or they can be mixed in one spray tank and sprayed together.
And it looks like you have a couple different methods of being able to spray these.
Yep. And so the first one is our auto mix sprayer. So it comes with a canister, meaning the copper, the all seasons oil can be poured into this. Okay. Or you can remove the canister, and on the bottom side of the spray head or the spray nozzle has threads, and any of our concentrates will screw onto the spray head. Okay.
Very easy.
So no mix, no fuss. Follow the back of the label for mixing directions, and then just simply set the dial to the arrow on this, and you're off and spraying.
That makes it super easy.
Yep, I like easy.
Right. And then there's also another product that is a ready mix, ready to use if you wanted to just have a small area where you don't need the whole sprayer.
Small is key there. So this is 32 ounce pre-mixed, ready to use nozzle. This is a copper octanonate, so a little bit different form of copper than the one you have. The benefit of this is it can be used indoors on houseplants and as well as outdoors. But again, it's pre-mixed for small application.
Okay. And then, for homeowners that are looking to find this product, where's the best place to go?
So just go to bonide.com, so www.bonide.com. There's a lot of information on our website about these products and others. And then just go to the upper right corner of the homepage, click on the dealer locator, and you can find where these are sold.
Okay, well, Tom, we appreciate all the information, so make sure you go to Bonide's website, or you can go to gardentime.tv for more information. So, Tom, we appreciate being out here and look forward to getting our dormant tree sprays treated.
All right.
Garden Time is brought to you by Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
Start your new Subaru story at Capital Subaru. We are like nothing else. From the moment you step through these doors, you see it, you feel it. We do things differently here. Our people, our culture, our customer experience. Tell us what you're looking for and we'll upgrade the way you shop for Subarus. When you're just browsing, need great service, or starting your next adventure, we're always here for you. It's your story at Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
Come to where the color is. Come to Egan Gardens. We've worked hard growing healthy plants for you so that your gardening is easy. Add sparkle to your garden with our perennials, container plants, and skillfully designed baskets and planters.
It's our grand opening weekend. Find a coupon for free pansies on our website, then come out and fill your garden with spring color.
Egan Gardens, where it's all about the plants. We're located west of I-5 at exit 263 on River Road.
Garland Nursery, a must-stop destination for those that want to play with plants and grow with their garden. Whether you are a new or a seasoned gardener, Garland Nursery can help fulfill your gardening desires and your landscape needs. From organic veggies, trees and shrubs, to colorful blooms, from the newest trends in garden supplies and garden decor. Shop Garland Nursery to find that perfect plant or piece that fills you and your garden with delight. It's always a beautiful day at Garland Nursery.
You work hard in the garden. Shouldn't your gloves do the same? Garden Like a Girl makes gloves and apparel from natural, recycled, and organic materials. Garden Like a Girl gloves will help you tackle any job. They are designed to fit, protect your hands and nails, and they last. Plus, 10% of our profits go to cancer research. To learn more about Garden Like a Girl products, go to our website, gardenlikeagirl.com. Garden Like a Girl, ruggedly feminine.
Find everything you need for spring at Al's Garden and Home.
So here we are today with Thomas out in Seabright Gardens. Pleasure to come out and enjoy your beautiful gardens out here.
Oh, thanks.
So there's, it's end of winter, spring's starting to pop up, and we're out in the garden and we're getting ready to divide.
Yeah.
So what are we looking at today?
Well, I thought we'd work on epimedium division today, and we want to get those done really early. This is getting to the end part of the time when you want to divide epimediums, because as you can see down here on this epimedium, you see the new shoots are just coming right here, and they're very tender and they break very easily. So a lot of times the blooms come before the foliage, so we want to get this done really early. So the best time actually to do these is December and January. But some of the later varieties that are just coming now, we can still do.
Okay, so you don't want to see generally have any of those shoots.
Correct. You want to do it before it makes it much easier. But we just get underneath the clump and pop it out of the ground like that. And we could leave part of the clump and just take a piece off it, but we're going to dig the whole thing and divide it. And it's pretty easy when you get it up.
Right, you can really start to see where the roots are coming apart. And
and you can see now that it's far enough along, you can actually see the shoots coming everywhere. But just kind of break it where it seems like it's the weak spot, let it break on its own.
Okay, so it kind of tells you
exactly.
around where it wants to go.
Exactly. Just usually you don't need to use the knife if you can just pull on the bottom of the roots and pull it apart.
Okay.
Like that, and just keep pulling a little bit, and depending on how many plants you want.
Is it possible to get too greedy and go too small?
As long as it's got a shoot on it, it will grow.
we could keep going down further on this one here, but they're gotta, let me see if I can get it. Might have to use the knife just a little bit, but put the knife in at the bottom if you're going to do it, not from the top, because you could cut through some of the.
Okay,
but go in
and have the little harder
right,
root part that's
right.
down there that you need.
Yeah,
to cut.
go down underneath like this in the bottom, and then let it come apart where it wants
so
to.
you just kind of start that cut, and then
exactly,
okay.
exactly. But this is like a good start. You can see there's lots of shoots on that. See, there's a little flower bud
right.
coming there already. So that's why I want to do this early, because these things get up and they break very easily, and then you've lost the bloom. So
do you need to do this every year, or
no?
When's,
Epimediums are good for a long time. You can leave them in place for years. This is a clumping variety, so it's not a ground cover type, but no, they can stay in place for a number of years. This is just if you want to make more, share them with your friends, or you know, like we do, propagate them out.
Right. So if you were to take a smaller clump like this and plant this, about how long would it take to kind of rejuvenate itself?
Well, this will go ahead and still in bloom this year.
Okay.
We've actually divided them when they're actually up and starting to flower, and they've still continued to flower. But this probably in about 2 years, maybe 3, it'll be back to the same size again that it was here. So, but yeah, they're pretty.
Fills in pretty rapidly.
Exactly. Actually, no, they're pretty easy to divide.
So now that we have all of our chunks, divided out and separated,
right?
We probably need to plant it back in the hole.
Right.
So what do we need to do in order to go back in?
You can see I've got lots of compost in the soil here already, so my soil is very good because I've worked really well with it. But anything you can do to make the soil loose and fluffy and humus rich like that, will be great for the epimediums.
Okay.
And then just fluff up the soil a little bit.
Is there any special fertilizer that they need to use, or transplant?
I don't use any fertilizer, but you definitely could. I don't use fertilizer in the landscape because I use compost, mulch with compost
every
every year.
Like your soil is
so the soil is
rich.
really good. But yes, they respond to most anything. In the containers, we've just fertilized with a well-balanced fertilizer all the time, and you can do the same thing in the landscape, and they respond well to that. Okay. But yeah, no, just plant them in. You can do 3 pieces like that to make a clump, faster clump, and then just barely cover it, and you can just completely cover the crown like that and let it come back up through.
And then you could take the rest of your divisions and either pot them up into a container to share, or
for
put
sure,
it back in the garden.
For sure.
And then what variety of epimedium was this?
This is Making Waves, and it's a variety that's really known for its foliage, because the foliage is really wavy and ruffled, and that's where it gets its name. But it's really unique.
And these you can find here out at the nursery and online on your website.
Definitely. We have this and about 150 other varieties of epimediums for sale.
So there you have it. How to divide your epimediums in the wintertime to proliferate the clumps that you have and share them with others. And you can come out here to Seabright Gardens and buy them out here, or you can purchase them online on your website.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you for watching Garden Time today and the start of our 17th season.
For more information on today's show or any of our other episodes, go to gardentime.tv. Judy and I thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week on Garden Time.
The proceeding was a paid program of the Guston Creative Group and its sponsors.